This is the outside of the Bailey Advance 76-2. As we move along, I will firstly come to the mains hookup point. Just remember that when removing the leads, just also push down on this blue lever just here to release the cable. We then have both vents for the Dometic fridge. Make sure that nothing is obstructing these when the fridge is in operation, and also try to avoid spraying any water at them when washing the motorhome. We then have the grey water drain just here, so anything that goes down the plug holes can then be drained off at this point just here. Just remove the dust cover and then just turn. You can see the actual waste tank itself just there. Cassette toilet just here. So above we have the location of the header tank. So if I now just unlock it, pop your pink solution in here if you wish, and then top the rest of the flush water up either using a watering can or a hose pipe. Never travel with this completely full, or otherwise it will slosh around everywhere and make a mess inside the motorhome. So to drain down the header tank for travel or winterization, just come to where the cassette is, and you'll see just tucked up here is the drain tube. To remove the cassette, just lift up on the orange lever and then pull towards you. Before use, remove the cap and add your toilet chemical with a small amount of water. This is also where it empties from. Just remember that when you are pouring it away, to also hold this button in at the same time. This will release the vacuum inside. It's also advisable to keep this seal lubricated. Thetford do their own seal lubricant, but any silicone based lubricant is fine. And by turning this section here, allows access inside the cassette for additional cleaning. If you do need to gain full access inside, this whole section can be removed. You'll see at the moment that the triangle is pointing to the locked point. By twisting this whole section round, so the triangle points to here, this section will come out. All of these cassettes are now on wheels with extendable handles. As we come round to the rear, we can see the cameras just up here. And then we have the spare wheel just there in the carrier. Access underneath the fixed bed at the rear, just here. And then we have fresh water fill just here. So to fill up the fresh water tank, just push in, twist, give it a bit of a wiggle, and then pop your hose pipe in to fill it up. As you can see, it can be locked. Gas locker just here. So there is room in here for 2 gas bottles. The regulator just sits here, and then the hose comes off the regulator and screws into the gas bottle and is tightened with a gas spanner. Bottle on and off on the top just here. This is a crash regulator, so in the event of an accident, this valve will automatically cut the gas off at this point just here. These can sometimes be triggered if you go over a bump violently, so if you've turned your gas bottle on and you're not getting any gas inside the van, just come and hold this button in for about 4 or 5 seconds and it will reset the valve itself. You can also add a drive safe hose as well, and that way you will not have to turn your gas off whilst travelling. The difference between this hose and a drive safe hose is that there's a little button just about here, and once you've connected it all up and you turn your gas bottle on, you hold the button down on the hose for about 3 or 4 seconds and it will then allow the gas into the van. The difference in the hose is that if this one was to now be severed with the gas bottle turned on, it would just bellow gas out. With a drive safe one, it's got a valve just here, and if it gets severed in any way, it recognises the sudden drop in gas pressure and then cuts the gas off. It does also explain it on this little sticker just here. External TV or satellite point just here, and then we also have the flue for the Truma boiler. We do not need to do anything with this, but just make sure that nothing is obstructing it. We then have the Thule Omnistore rollout canopy just here. To roll it out, take the winding handle and then just pop it into the bottom of the awning and then begin winding the awning out. As you can now see, I've wound the awning out a short distance. It's always best to just wind it out a little way and then drop the legs for stability. That way you're not putting too much stress on the side of the motorhome or also too much stress on the awning itself. You can see the legs just tucked up here, and if I now just grab hold at this point here, I can now drop the awning leg, undo just here, and then lower the leg to the ground and then get it at the height I require and then just lock it into place. We can then do exactly the same again with the other leg, and again just undo, drop down to the ground and lock into place. And now we're supported, we can continue to wind the awning out, just walking the legs out as we go. The awning will come out virtually as far as these arms go straight. It is supplied with this rafter pole just here, so when the awning is fully out you can just pop it in here and then just wedge it up the top here, and it will then just make the canopy slightly firmer. Diesel fill just here, cap unlocks on the ignition key, and then beneath that we have the AdBlue top up. It will let you know on the dashboard when your AdBlue needs to be topped up. Tyre pressures just here on the door pillar. And then we have the jack and wheel brace kit just underneath the passenger seat. Vehicle battery just sits underneath the floor of the cab, and then we have bonnet release just here.